Hello, good morning, students. Today we will revise or discuss Laplace transform, properties of Laplace transform. If Laplace transform of x of t is x of s and ROC is R, then according to linearity property, if x1 t and x2 t, from x1 t and x2 t, we define another signal a1 x1 t plus a2 x2 t. Then we find then the Laplace transform of this new signal is a1 x1s plus a2 x2s, where x1s and x2s is these are Laplace transform of x1t and x2t, and ROC in this case is intersection of x1s and x2s. Next property is time shifting property. If signal is shifted in time domain by minus t naught, then in frequency domain, x of s or Laplace transform of x of t is multiplied by exponential minus s t naught. Clear? In both cases, in time domain and in frequency domain, in time domain minus sign is used, and here minus sign is also used in frequency domain, and ROC remains the same. There is introduction of phase shift in Laplace frequency domain or Laplace transform, but there is no change in magnitude of x of s. Similarly, shifting in s domain or shifting in frequency domain, in if a term e exponential s naught t is multiplied with x of t, then Laplace transform of this time domain signal is given by x s minus s naught, means signal is shifted in frequency domain, and ROC here ROC is same. In ROC, real part of s naught, in this case real part of s naught is added to the original ROC. R is ROC of original signal x of t, and when this x of t is multiplied by exponential s naught t, then its frequency spectrum is shifted by s naught and 1. And ROC is in ROC, real part of s naught is added to the original ROC. Then the next property is time scaling. In time scaling, Laplace transform of x of at is 1 by mod of a x of s by a. In this case, if signal is expanded in time domain, in frequency domain, it is compressed, and ROC is changed from R to R by A in time scaling property. Then time differentiation. In time differentiation, if differentiation is performed in time domain, then Laplace transform of dx t by dt is x s multiplied by x of s. Means if we take Laplace transform of differentiation of x of t, then its Laplace transform is x of s is multiplied by s simply, and ROC is similarly differentiation in time domain. If we take Laplace transform of dx of s by s, because in this case differentiation in s domain or in frequency domain, so dx of s by ds, and if we take Laplace transform of this, we get minus t is multiplied with x of t, and ROC is simply in time domain differentiation, x of s is multiplied by s, and if differentiation is performed in frequency domain, then x of t is multiplied by minus t. Convolution property, x1 t is convoluted with h of t, and if we take Laplace transform of this, we get x of s is multiplied by h of s, and these are Laplace transform of x of t and h of t. If R1 is ROC of x of s and R2 is ROC of h of s, then ROC is intersection of R1 plus R1 and R2. Then time integration, if integration is performed in time domain, means integration from minus infinity to t x of tau d tau, and if we take Laplace transform of this integration, we get x of s divided by x. If we take Laplace transform of differentiation, s is multiplied with x of s, and if we take Laplace transform of integration, x of s is divided by x, and ROC is R intersection real part of s is greater than 0. Real sigma is real part of s. So ROC is intersection of original ROC and real part greater than 0. It means that in this case ROC is always greater than 0, because in this case sigma is greater than 0. And integration in frequency domain, it means that here we do the integration or perform integration in frequency domain, means integration from s to infinity x of s ds, and if we take Laplace transform of this, x of t is divided by t, and ROC is R. We have already discussed all these properties. Here we prove time integration property. Suppose that x of t is convoluted with u of t. Convolution of two signal is given by integration minus infinity to plus infinity x of tau u t minus tau d tau. Clear? And if this is u t and u tau and this is tau, then if we take the mirror image of u tau, then we get u minus tau, and in this case u minus tau plus t, when t is less than 0, we get this signal, and u minus tau plus t when t is greater than 0, we get this. So in this, value of u minus tau plus t exists from infinity to t, and in this case also unit step function exists from infinity to t. So here we can change the value of from minus infinity to plus infinity, minus infinity to t, because in this case u t minus tau exists only for minus infinity to t, Otherwise, value of this is 0. It means that the value of multiplication is also 0. So we can change the limit from minus infinity to t. And so we get x of t convolution u of t is equal to integration minus infinity to t x tau d tau. So we can write this expression, and if we take Laplace transform of both sides, if we take Laplace transform of this, we will also take the Laplace transform of this, and Laplace transform of x of t convoluted with u of t is equal to x of s multiplied by u of, because if signal is convoluted in time domain, its Laplace transform is multiplied in frequency domain. So x of s is multiplied by u of s. We know that Laplace transform of unit step function is s. So we get Laplace transform of integration of x of tau d tau is equal to x of s divided by s, and here ROC is intersection of original signal x of s and real part of s greater than 0. Let us understand this by one example. Suppose x of t is impulse function or del t. If we take Laplace transform, we get x of s is 1, because Laplace transform of impulse function is 1 and ROC is entire s plane. Here, and if we take, suppose x1t is equal to integration minus infinity to t x of tau d tau, and if we put the value of x of tau is del tau, and we know that if we integrate, if we integrate impulse function, we get unit step, and if we take Laplace transform of x of x1t, it means that Laplace transform of u of t is 1 by s. Clear? So Laplace transform of impulse function is 1 and ROC is entire plane. And when we take Laplace transform of integration of impulse function, here ROC is greater than 0. Here ROC is greater than 0, and if we take intersection of R and this, it means that ROC is greater than 0. And in this case, ROC is greater than 0 because Laplace transform of ut contains 1 by s. 1 by s, it means that ROC doesn't encircle pole, so ROC is greater than 0. Next is integration in frequency domain. If Laplace transform of x of t is x of s and ROC is r, then Laplace transform of integration s from s to plus infinity x of s ds is given by x of t divided by s. According to the definition of Laplace transform, x of s is given by this formula, and if we take integration of x of s, then in this case, this term only contains s, so we integrate only exponential minus st, and if we integrate exponential minus st and put the limit s and infinite, we get this exponential minus infinity is 0 and exponential minus st divided by t, and we get the integration of exponential minus st is given by e exponential minus st divided by t. So we write this, and this is the Laplace transform. This formula is the Laplace transform of x of t divided by t. And here Laplace transform of x of t divided by t is equal to integration x of s dx. Then next property of Laplace transform is initial value theorem. This initial value theorem, we can apply this initial value theorem if signal satisfy these two conditions. First condition is if x of t is 0 for t is less than 0. It means that signal should be causal or signal exists only for positive values of t. First condition is this, signal should be causal. Second condition, signal must not contain any impulse or its higher derivative of impulse. Means signal does not contain impulse or its or higher derivative of impulse. These two conditions must satisfy. Then we apply initial value theorem. Limit, this is the initial value theorem. Limit x of t where t approaches to 0 plus is equal to limit s approaches infinity s x of x. It means that we can find the initial value of x of t, and here t tends to 0 plus means because signal is not defined for negative values of time, so we can find out the value of x of t at t is equal to t approaches to 0 plus, and we can find out the initial value of x of t if we know the Laplace transform of x of t, then we multiply x of s multiplied by s and we take the limit where s approaches to infinity. According to the definition of Laplace transform, x of s is given by integration minus infinity to plus infinity x of t exponential minus st dt. Using first condition means x of t is 0 for negative values of t. So we can modify the limits. This, so we can write that x of s is integration 0 plus to infinity x of t exponential minus st dt, and this is unilateral Laplace transform. And if we integrate this by integration by parts, then we get x of t exponential minus st by s and substitute the limits. Here we differentiate dx by dt. Here x of t is taken as constant. Then we differentiate dx by dt, and then we integrate this quantity. Clear? First, if we put this limit into exponential minus st, we get exponential minus infinity. Exponential minus infinity is 0. So first term is 0, and when we substitute this limit, we get x of 0 plus minus s, and this 0 is when we put this 0 in this term, we get 1. So here we get 0 minus x of 0 plus divided by s, and here we get this minus and this minus is plus, so 1 by s. So we take 1 by s and 1 by s common, and here we get x of s is equal to x of 0 plus integration 0 to infinity dx by dt exponential minus st dt. So rearrange this equation, we get equation 1, and if we put the limit s approaches infinity, and here we put limit s approaches infinity. In this case, when s approaches infinity, if we put s approaches infinity, we get exponential minus infinity, which is 0. When this 0 is multiplied, whole term becomes 0. And we get this term. So limit s approaches infinity s x of s, and this term is constant, so we can write x of 0 plus, and we can also write that limit t approaches 0 plus x of t is equal to x of 0 plus is equal to limit s approaches infinity s multiplied by x of t. So we can find the initial value of signal simply by knowing the Laplace transform of x of t. If we know the Laplace transform of x of t, which is x of s, then we multiply s with x of s and take the limit where s approaches to infinity. So we can find the initial value of signal in frequency domain by using this formula. Suppose x of s is a rational function, means x of s can be written as numerator divided by denominator. If degree of numerator is greater than degree of denominator, suppose x of s is written like this. So we can say that x of s is equal to s plus 3. Okay. Before taking inverse Laplace transform of x of s is equal to s of 3, first we discuss this. If we take Laplace transform of impulse function, we get 1. Clear? So for any constant term, if we take inverse Laplace transform of 1, we get impulse function. Or here, if we get, suppose that, so in this case, if we take inverse Laplace transform of 3, we get 3 multiplied by impulse function. And if we differentiate this d del of t divided by dt and take Laplace transform of this, we get 1 multiplied by s, because 1 is Laplace transform of impulse function. So if we take Laplace transform of differentiation of any function, in that case we multiply s with their Laplace transform. So here we multiply s with the Laplace transform of impulse function. Here, so in this case, if we take impulse inverse Laplace transform, we get x of t is equal to del d by del by dt plus 3 del t. It means that x of t contains impulse function and its derivative. So we cannot find, in this case, we cannot find the initial value of signal x of t, because signal contains impulse function and its derivative. So if degree of numerator is greater than degree of denominator, we cannot apply initial value theorem. Second case, when degree of ns is equal to degree of ds. So suppose that x of s is s plus 3 and s plus 3 which is 1. It means that x of t contains impulse function So we cannot calculate the initial value of x of t when degree of ns or degree of numerator is equal to the degree of denominator. Suppose degree of ds is greater than degree of ns, means the degree of denominator is greater than degree of numerator. So x of s is given by s plus 3 divided by s2 plus 2s square plus 4s plus 6. Then according to initial value theorem, limit s approaches to infinite s x of s. We get this if we take s common and this s is multiplied, and here we take s cube common, we get the initial value of x of t is 0. So when difference between the degree of denominator and numerator is greater than 1, in this case degree of denominator is 3, degree of numerator is 1. It means that degree of difference in the degree of denominator and numerator is greater than 1, which is 2. So initial value is always 0 when degree of denominator, difference between the degree of denominator and numerator is greater than 1. So for finite value of initial value, degree of denominator, difference between the degree of denominator and degree of numerator is always 1. In that case, if degree of denominator and difference between the degree of denominator and degree of numerator is 1, then we can calculate the finite value of initial value of C. Then final value theorem. Next is final value theorem. These are the conditions. If signal satisfy all these conditions, then we can apply final value theorem. If x of t is 0, for t is less than 0 means signal should be causal, and signal must not contain any impulsive and its high derivative. Force of x multiplied by x of s must lie in the left half plane of s plane. System should be stable. And for unbounded and periodic function, final value theorem is not applicable. We cannot calculate the final value theorem for periodic signal because in periodic signal we cannot find final value of signal. Similarly, for unbounded signal, if signal is increases as time increases, we cannot find the final value theorem. So these are the 4 conditions signal must satisfy. And final value theorem is limit t approaches infinite, because final value when t approaches infinite, value of x of t is equal to x of infinite, and which is given by limit s approaches 0 s multiplied by x of s. And we use the equation. We use this equation, initial value theorem. We use this equation from initial value theorem. Okay. This is the equation, and if we take limit on both sides, then if we put s is equal to 0 here, we get 1. So this dt and dt is cancelled out, and in this case this is constant value. So we write limit s approaches 0 s multiplied by x of s minus x of 0 plus, and here dt and dt is cancelled. So we can write x of t and put the limit infinite and 0 plus. So we get x of infinite minus x of 0 plus is equal to limit s approaches 0 s x of s minus x of 0. And this term, these two terms are cancelled out. So we get limit s approaches 0 s x of s is equal to x of infinity. By using this formula, we can calculate the value of x of t. Final value of x of t. Suppose x of s is given by this equation. Final value of signal is not affected by the degree of numerator and denominator. But if in this case, suppose that limit s approaches 0, s x of s is equal to limit s approaches 0. If s approaches 0, this term is 0, this term is 0 and all terms are 0. Here we get b naught divided by a naught and this s is multiplied into x of s. When s approaches 0, final value of x of t is 0. If denominator contains a constant term a naught. If denominator contains any constant term, then final value of x of t is will be 0. So for final value of signal, denominator polynomial does not contain any constant term. Suppose that x of s is given by 4s square plus 3s plus 2. Numerator contains this constant term divided by 4s3 plus 3s2 plus 3s square plus 2s. Denominator does not contain any constant term, and if we take limit s approaches 0 s x of s and then limit s approaches 0 4 s multiplied by 4 and s here we take s cube common and here we s square common and here we take s cube common, so we get the final value of signal is 1 in this case. Last question is, let us find out the Laplace transform of x of t, which is given by 4 exponential minus 5t u minus t minus t. Hello? If the time is over, I will take this question in next class.